Hello, we're going to take a little tour and see what's currently going on at Ritual Woodcraft. I do have a small interior shop, and it's where I do some of my more delicate work and keep some of my valuable tools. It's also where I process the videos and where I do the paperwork that keeps the business running. You know, all the things I'd rather not be doing, because the real fun is outside. Come see. And welcome to my main work area. It's outside, of course it is. It's in my driveway and taking up a pretty good chunk of my backyard. When you walk down the driveway, you begin to wonder what you've just stumbled onto as you begin to see the extent of the workshop. This is where I get the real work done. It was supposed to be a backyard, but little by little, I encroached upon it. It started under this tent, but now that's where I store my extra wood. Then I started to just take over the driveway because I needed solid ground to work on. I had most of my tools on wheels and I would move them in and out of the garage, but as time went on, some of them became quite permanent. It all began with this table saw, which is a simple 10-inch hybrid saw, not a cabinet saw. And you can see my drill press as we pass by. This saw has served me well. I put extensions on the side, cabinets underneath to store blades, my push blocks and the other safety equipment. I've added to it so that it has a lot more mass than it began with, and it's very sturdy and stable and smooth. There's an Incra precision fence system on it. And to the right here, I've added an extension for a router on a precision lift. And it's a 3 horsepower router, so it does what I need. The Incra precision fence system is adjustable and repeatable to 1/1000th of an inch. So this helps me with my precise work when building custom fine furniture. And this 4-foot by 8-foot work table just off the back side of the saw doubles as an outfeed table and helps me cut large pieces of wood, which can extend all the way to the workbench that you see on the left. I have a lot of support for wide pieces and very long pieces. And I have roller stands that will take up any of the slack. And underneath, there is plenty of room for storage. This little cabinet I built, of course it's on wheels, so it can roll away, and I can get to more storage under the table, where I keep some of my jigs. And the fasteners and screws that I use all the time are within easy reach. Now just behind this table is the center of the shop, and in it resides the Grizzly 14-inch bandsaw, and this is one of the only tools I've purchased new, and I'm so glad I did. It has a very large and very flat cast iron work table, and I put a 6-inch riser on it. I use a carbide tip 3/4 inch resaw blade that lets me cut through heavy material with precision. Look at these stacks of walnut. These are 4 pieces of 8/4 walnut that needed to be cut into these trapezoid shapes for massive legs on a massive dining room table that I'm building. How else could I have made a cut like this? And next to it is a 10-inch radial arm saw. Of course it does miter cuts and all the things that a radial arm saw is supposed to do, but I have it set up with a stack of blades on it and use it mainly for cutting dados. It really saves me a lot of time. I build a cabinet under it with plenty of storage. And as we come around the radial arm saw, we come to my sanding and sharpening and grinding station, where I keep a lot of sanders and my grinder, my sanding belts, sanding pads, things that I need to keep things smooth and sharp. And then back to the original workbench. This is a portable table that sets up on 2 sawhorses, and it has these rails on the side that make a great fully adjustable base for my router sled so that I can flatten great slabs of wood, and this is really handy. It's fully adjustable and it serves me well. Underneath is another rolling cart. It carries a lot of my router supplies, but it has storage on all four sides and underneath. So I carry some extra routers in there, a planer, a sander, and a lot of bits, things that I need mostly for routing and drilling. It's fully portable and I can set it up anywhere. Then over towards my wood storage is my miter saw. This is a 12-inch rigid miter saw, and it has performed admirably over the years. It has its own stand, so it can be portable, but it's entrenched here and weighted down. I can work with very long pieces of wood. Now, one of the greatest tools I have is storage and organization, because if I can't find something, I can't get my work done. So I try to keep my tools and supplies organized in the garage as best I can, as well as a place to store other tools that I don't use all the time, everything on rolling stand. But the more organized I am, the faster I get work done. This is a whetstone from Grizzly, and it helps me keep all my chisels and gouges sharp, including the tools that go with my lathe. Sharp tools make for much easier work. Now, this was supposed to be my backyard, so under this patio cover is my little refuge, a beer garden, where I can have friends over. I've made a few tables and benches, and we can sit down in the shade and have a cold beer. There's a beer cooler, and you can find out how to make it in my YouTube videos. But when you're around, why not come by for a cold one?